What up? Welcome back to another video by Master Andre, yours truly. And I want to have a discussion about this whole dust up between Riley Gaines and Simone Biles. For those of y'all that have been paying attention, you know that Riley Gaines, who is a big advocate for women's sports, keeping trans women, biological males out of women's sports. Riley Gaines is a white girl from I don't know if she's born in Kentucky, but she was a swimmer for the University of Kentucky. And then, as we all know, Simone Biles is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, female gymnast of all time. I think she's originally from Ohio. She's won, I think, over 20, 25 Olympic medals, gold medals. She's just phenomenal at what she does. But last week, she put out a tweet that was in support of the trans community, specifically biological males, trans women competing against biological women. She tried to attack Riley Gaines, and Riley Gaines responded. And there's been a lot of drama. There's been a lot of people chiming in, and the overwhelming majority of women, black and white, are dragging Simone Biles across social media. And I pose a bigger question, like, why have so many black women sided with these people? Like this trans women in women's sports that was advocated for by the white liberal woman. Why do so many black women side with them in that Democrat Party when they are counterproductive? That ideology is counterproductive to you. But without further ado, I'm gonna get into the content, and I'll come back and finish up.
Yesterday, Simone Biles, the Olympic gymnast, the best of the best, bar none. There is no one else even remotely in her league in women's gymnastics. I guess in an attempt to be inclusive and virtuous, decided to sell out all women and girls who have dreams to achieve and to succeed, and to specifically, personally attack and body shame me. She tweeted this out of the blue, like this came out of nowhere, and she said, "Riley, me, you're truly sick, all of this campaigning because you lost a race." First of all, if she's insinuating I lost to a man, I've lost several races in my career, duh, that's part of being an athlete. But if she's saying I lost to a man, that's factually incorrect. We tied, besides the point. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive, or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Let me get something straight. It's my job. It's the women's job. This is what Simone Biles is saying. It's the women's job to find a way for the men's feelings to be validated, for their identity to be affirmed. That's not my job, actually, at all. So to say I should be doing this is insane. If she wants to use her platform to uplift men and women's sports, then by all means. But it's certainly not my job, and I don't believe it's the job of any woman to do this. She goes on to say, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure, no one in sports is safe with you around. I can't even make sense of that last part, actually. Then out of the blue, she tweeted this: bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a male. Which is hilarious, really, for two reasons. Number one, she's acknowledging there are differences, like physiological, biological differences between men and women in saying this. Secondly, I'm 5'5", which might seem like a giant to someone who's like 4'7", 4'8", but I'm pretty standard size for a woman. I guess like relatively muscular, right? Being an athlete, I would imagine Simone would understand that, but I weigh like 135 pounds, 5'5", of pretty much pure muscle. And again, if anyone would understand that, you would think it's Simone Biles, a woman who has historically been scrutinized for having a very muscular, masculine-looking body. She was scrutinized to the point she did this whole body positivity campaign. Then she has the nerve to say that I look like a man.
So that was Riley Gaines, responding to Simone Biles tweeting at her. And some people say that Simone Biles is selling out because she used to have a different position about men and women's sports, and I'll go over that in a minute. There's some organization that sponsors her called Friends of the Children up in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is a very liberal city, as we all know. So I don't know all the details about what they do, but they're supposed to be a mentoring agency. And I went to the website. I didn't see anything about pro-trans, but clearly Simone Biles has been compromised because she didn't used to have this position. But before I get into that, even black women are stepping up and lambasting Simone Biles about her position, which is a good thing. And I don't care what color your skin is. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You do not have to side with another black woman just because y'all have the same equipment between your legs and y'all have the same skin color. Black women need to call out other black women when they're wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Just like black men, I call out the Pookies and Ray Rays and degenerates and sellouts all the time. But without further ado, black women are clapping back against Simone Biles as well.
The fact that Simone Biles got on this internet and said that Riley Gaines is a vile human being and a sore loser because she didn't want to compete against a man is crazy as fuck to me. And not only did she stop there, she kept going. She kept going to then body shame the girl. As an athlete who is the GOAT of gymnastics and is at the top of their game, and a woman, how the fuck do you go against women? But y'all also have to understand that this is the same woman who allowed her husband to get on national television and tell the world that he was the prize in their relationship. How fucking hard is it to understand the biological differences between a man and a woman?
Don't worry, Riley Gaines. I will say what you cannot say. That I am disappointed in you, Simone Biles. I thought you were an advocate for young girls. I thought you were an advocate for those who had been used and exploited. I thought you were an advocate for those whose voices had been silenced, and I thought wrong. I'm disappointed because today you've let down two communities. You've let down young girls who have supported you, and you've let down African Americans with this black-face trope of laughing with nothing intelligent to say. Wake up, sister. You're being used.
What Simone Biles tweeted was manipulative. I think it was performative. And to be honest, coming from an Olympic champion, I'm very disappointed. To publicly call out Riley Gaines really confuses me because she stands up for biological women, and y'all seem more concerned to stand up for biological men, trans women, and I don't understand it. Called her a sore loser because she doesn't want to compete against biological men. Like, be absolutely for real. Or you can't see it because you didn't have to compete against a biological man in your division. And then the icing on the cake is trying to stand up for all women, trans women, but then deliberately comparing Riley Gaines' body to a man. This is why I call Simone Biles' tweet performative, because if you truly cared about all women, then you would understand where Riley Gaines is coming from. She's standing for the majority of women, biological women. Simone Biles, I think you're an amazing, incredible athlete, but I definitely don't stand with people who do not stand with common sense.
Okay, so that was just a few clips of black women dragging Simone Biles about her tweet. And nobody's taken away from the fact that she is a phenomenal athlete. She's accomplished a lot, man. I mean, she is probably the GOAT, the greatest woman of all time. I gotta give it to her. I'm not even a gymnastics fan, but I watch Simone Biles because she flips like it looks like something that you see on the movie. Like it's amazing what she can do. But like I said, I don't know why she pivoted. I was able to find the old tweet from 2017 where she said something about, I'm glad that I don't have to compete against men because we know that men are biologically different than women. Everybody knows this. We know that men are naturally stronger than women. The average woman knows that they can't do what a man can do physically. A woman can do things a man can't do. Y'all can birth children. Y'all can bleed for 7 days and not die. If we bleed for more than 7 minutes, we in deep trouble. So men and women are different for a reason, and biological males have no place competing against biological women in sports. It should not be controversial. That's the tweet she put out in 2017. Oh, good thing guys don't compete against girls or he'd take all the medals. So why the pivot, Simone Biles? That's Riley Gaines years ago, back when she had to compete against a biological male named William Thomas. That is a trans woman. You can tell he's a he. I don't believe in calling trans women real women because they're not real women. If you're born with a bat and 2 balls, you a male. You're born with, basically, if you're born with a pole, you a male. You're born with a hole, you a female. It's that simple. I don't play those games. And I like I said, I don't understand why y'all vote for these people. Why do y'all want to side with that white feminist so much? Why do y'all want to be with them so bad? These are not your people. They do not have the same values that you have. Their ways are not our ways. Ever since y'all got in bed with them, it's been all downhill from there. And yes, the majority of black men do vote Democrat as well, but you are seeing a dramatic shift amongst younger black men, specifically under the age of 50, that's going towards the Republicans, which is the party that we used to be part of at a very high rate. And a lot of y'all claim to be Christian. The Republican Party is much more pro-Christian than the Democrats. They believe that men can get pregnant. That's a biological woman. You see the scars up under her chest where she had her breast removed with a swollen belly. That's a trans man, a biological woman that they say men can get pregnant. That's what they're talking about. This is who y'all side with when y'all vote blue no matter who. Y'all got to stop voting for them. They tell you to destroy your unborn babies.
Where the abortion providers at? Where the future abortion providers at? Woo! Awesome. And a special shout out to where my people who had abortions. Where y'all at? Nothing about this work is gonna be without us. Woo! Awesome.
Okay, I'm about to wrap the video up because I said I'm gonna cut down on my video times. The moral of the story is we all know there are very, very obvious differences between men and women. Physiologically, emotionally, mentally, we're just different. Doesn't mean one is better than the other. I'm an advocate for women. I love women. I think women are awesome. I would not want to live on this planet if women did not exist. I love women. However, to see Simone Biles pivot like this and go out like this is disturbing. And like I said, this organization that sponsors her, you see right there, that's a photo of her Friends of the Children up in Portland, Oregon. Like I said, I don't know much about the organization. A black woman came on this podcast and she talked about Simone Biles has probably sold out because this organization that she's a part of is a very big advocate for trans kids. Like I said, I don't know all the details surrounding that. All I do know is that Simone Biles hasn't always had this position, okay? And Simone Biles was violated by her gym coach years and years and years ago when she was a younger girl. And this guy was sentenced to prison for life. His name is Larry Nassar. You can look it up. So, shout out to the black women and any woman. It ain't even about race, but I specifically said black women because y'all support this party that is pro-trans, pro-biological men and women's sports. The Republican Party don't support that. Okay? And what's sad is a lot of black women claim to be Christian. A lot of y'all go to church every Sunday, or at least more Sundays than not. But are y'all going to church because y'all love the Lord, or y'all going to church because y'all like what that sellout pastor's telling y'all? Because he's telling y'all stuff to make you feel good. He's telling you that your circumstances are not your fault and the Lord is going to bless you. Okay? And there are good black pastors out there. I'm not trying to throw all black pastors under the bus, but I just want black women as a collective to start waking up and realizing that that white feminist, that white liberal feminist, she's not your friend. Her own men don't even want her. They'll use them for humping. They'll lay down with them if they want some easy cooch, because liberal women are easier than conservative women most of the time. If they're truly conservative, they're not easy. That's just what it is. So these are not women that you should try to imitate. You should stop following them. You need to stop following that white liberal feminist. This is her ideology. She believes in trans. Black folks didn't used to believe in this stuff. This is not our values. We didn't used to get down. We used to be the moral compass of this society. It was certain things that black folks did not do. And it disturbs me. It irks my soul that so many of y'all lined up to vote for that fake black woman last November. 92%. But shout out once again to the black women who stand up and call out this foolishness. Shame on Simone Biles for selling out, if that's what she did. And maybe this is how she really feels. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in that girl's noggin. But shame on you, Simone Biles. Shame on you. And we need to continue to shame people when they do stuff like this. We need to continue to call this foolishness out. This right here don't mean nothing. This skin tone don't mean nothing. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. And that's all I have to say. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe.